All right, and we are here live and in-person reality after show. Trouble in Paradise hitting the last couple episodes of Love Island. We are your amazing host, Phillip Solomon, and my girl, Seychelle Cordera. How you doing today, my love?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I feel like your spirit feels lighter and heavier. Like I feel like you feel like you let a load off. You look happy, you look good. The smile seems real and genuine. What is going on in your world right now?
Well, I'm getting back on my Ozempic, so I'm very, very excited about that. I've been off from work for a little while, so I've just been enjoying that as well. Oh, and I got tooth gems.
Cute,
Maybe that's why my smile looks brighter.
right? She's out here getting jewelry on the jewelry. All right, sweet. Cool, great. We love to see it. Speaking of things we love to see, we finally get our spare time back. I won't be on Peacock every day. I
I'm
won't,
miserable over it.
right?
I'm so miserable over it. I don't even know what the hell I'm going to do with myself.
Do you watch Big Brother? Because that's going to be like a nice little substitution. At least we get that like 3 times a week.
No, I don't. I've never seen Big Brother.
Ooh, you don't even know Dr. Will's origin story?
I don't. Like when I met him and shit, like I started Googling like and YouTubing him and seeing all the nonsense he would do. And I was like, it's still on brand all these years later.
Yes, very much so. Yes, immediately. All right, cool. So we haven't met up to talk about the show in a bit, but I mean, we've seen a lot. We've seen some arc, we've seen some plot. Last time we left was the stand on business challenge in which we just hung Huda out to dry. We just hit her up like it was the Salem witch trials, and we just went for it. I learned a lot from that stand on business challenge. I learned how we as a society see Black women, and we just went for them. We just destroyed everything that happened. Don't get me wrong. Both Shelly and Alandria came in hot. I will not take that away from them, but what I will say is we were team them, and we all flipped quick. We flipped as a country quick. And I got to really kind of see what social media is doing in real time. I can only say that I am so thankful that our show didn't air in real time, because Lord only knows what the internet would have done to you and I.
I know. You know what's so crazy is I said that today to my mom. I was like, if our show was live or if it had even just, oh my God, an ounce of clout as Love Island does. But I'm like, I don't, I love that shit. Like, I eat that shit up. Like, I think all publicity is good publicity. I don't care.
So while we are here, let's talk Huda. I think that in this last part of the season, I think Huda to me is such a polarizing character. I can't say a good or bad person. I can only say on TV, a polarizing character, because she made me feel everything. I was happy. I was angry. I didn't like her. I loved her. She made me feel all seven dwarves in the past week and a half. Like I felt it all. Sneezy, happy, dopey Doc. I felt it. And I was like, I don't know what to do with this girl. And it's so hard for someone like her, because what do you think is Huda's major downfall, romantically speaking, now that we've seen her with different people and we've seen this pattern of behavior?
I think she has like an extreme anxious like attachment style. I even see some things where I'm like, I think she has a lot of trouble resting in her feminine.
Okay,
You know
that's
what I'm
fair.
saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Like sometimes it's just fine and cute just to say nothing, and Huda really struggles with that. But then I also did see that she has I mean, as every woman does with dating men, but apparently her baby father cheated on her, but she was pregnant. So I know she has a lot of issues there, and I get it, but she has a lot of individual work to do, which is fine. We've all been there. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. But we're seeing this as a country.
Yeah, I think that for me, and I know that this is a very big statement to make, So this is just my opinion. I'm going to go with allegedly. For me, in getting to watch it and watching what went down with Huda and Jeremiah versus what went down with Huda and Chris and what has been happening with her throughout, I don't think Huda is emotionally or psychologically prepared to find love right now. I think she has so much work that she has to do inside that she's not ready to bring someone else in. And the only reason I can say that is because I feel like when you're like 35, 36, like when you've like been through it all, you look at yourself and you're like, 23-year-old me was not ready. Like the things I thought I wanted and the things I thought I needed, looking back at now, I was like, I didn't need any of those things. And so I can say in my own personal journey, I went through a point where I was like, I'll take anything. If you like me, I'll find some way to like you. No, I don't need this. I don't need that, whatever else. I'm going to make it look like something. I think a lot of that has to do with dating and being a person of color and just kind of spending time in spaces where you were tolerated instead of appreciated. And so I was just willing to accept anything. And when I stopped doing that, and I made that switch of me being like, wait, I deserve more than that. That was a switch that I had to make in me. Then the relationship started to come to me that I deserved, if that makes sense. And so it's one of those things where like, I don't feel bad in saying she can't find love like she is right now. This is not working for her.
No, not at all. And oh my God, like I think of like my age too, and like, just all the things relationship wise. And I just feel like I've realized too, like, a lot of things don't be that serious.
Fair.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of things are just like, even when Chris, I have my issues with Chris, but like even when we're choosing your battles, like it's okay. It's literally okay. And I think a big thing about romantic relationships is, I mean, not so much compatibility. It's like, okay, am I ready to accept someone in all of their differences?
Agree.
Am I able to stay in my lane while they stay in their lane? Like, are we just able to grow in love? Like, I don't know. That's some real mature shit. I would have never. There was no shot in hell at 23 I was thinking that way.
Yeah, and I think also in her having a child, which she reminds us of every hour, they were like, we get it, how to thank you. And she's like, the thing is though, like you don't have a child and I do. And I will also say this, as someone that has had an ex that I lived with their child, they bring it up often and they remind you often. And you're like, I know, they're right there. There's a child right there on the ground. And so in turn, you're like, I get it. But they feel this constant need to remind you. And I'm like, listen, even in the case of Chris, he reassured her time and time again, the kid is not an issue. And she just kept bringing it up. It's almost like she tried to make that relationship toxic and she tried to poison it over and over again. And the patience that this man had with her until the very end, when he was like, I am not carrying you anymore. And I am a firm believer that was not even physically. That man meant emotionally and spiritually, I am not carrying you anymore. We are done. And I was like, you know what? Okay, he's not wrong.
Yeah, bro, it's a turnoff. Like, even with the baby challenge, and she was like, when she ran from the other side of the village, she was like, what are you doing? You have to support her neck. And that moment, I would have said, the baby is not fucking real. So stop. That challenge really would have had me fucked up because I can't even imagine getting knocked up on purpose. Okay, so if they really threw a plastic baby at me that cries in intervals, I would have been on some like, I'm just not participating. I don't want this for my life. So I'm opting out. I'm leaving the baby on the shore so the waves can carry it out. How you gonna be mad at me? That's the type of mother I'd be.
I love the producers because they do things like, we won't send the couples on individual dates and excursions, but we'll give them a child instead. Like they skip steps 1 through 7 and go right to step 12 in the interest of entertaining us. They said, you know what? We don't need to do any of this. Instead, let's just give you a crying baby, which we all did that thing in high school where we took care of like a bag of flour or some shit for like a week. And I was like, I don't know why we're doing this. And they like to simulate a baby. And we're like, no, this is not it. And so in turn, I like that challenge for the entertainment value as a reality TV viewer, but like, are we setting these people up for successful relationships?
No.
Probably not. Absolutely not.
No. Like, I'm not doing it. Like, if I was really on that show, I would have really been on something like, I don't care about this baby. And I would have flung it in the air. I would have kicked it. And that just would have been my time with the baby.
What are your views on Ace and Shelly? Now, the TikTok girls have been going to work. And also, speaking of the TikTok girls, we'll go back to Sierra in a second. But anyway, the TikTok girls have been going to work. Ace and Shelly knew each other. They've been commenting on each other's photos from years ago, so on and so forth. Number one, do you have a problem with that? And number two, I didn't realize that there were so many years between them. They are not even close in age. I thought they were far closer than they are.
What are their ages?
Ooh, I'm going to look it up because I did look it up before and I was like, that was surprising. I did not know that.
Is it like 6-7 years?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. No, I think it's corny that they knew each other before. I think that we need to stop getting influencers in that damn villa. We need to get a bunch of nobodies with nothing to lose.
Here's what I'll say. On our show, me and Storm are both from Austin. And I was told that the producers did their due diligence to look through our social medias and stuff to make sure we weren't connected to one another. Storm and I, although we do live in the same city, we did not know each other before the show. They made sure of it. So like, if they can do it, I don't know why also these people can't do that. But also, I did confirm Ace is 22. Shelly is 27. Now, especially, and I hate to like stereotype, but the female in the relationship being 27 is really like 29, 30, and Ace is 22, which is really like 18.
98.
And so in turn, like I get like, it's one of those where like, it's enough years that I'm like, ooh, I don't know.
No, there's no shot in hell. I don't care. I don't care for them.
Really?
No.
It just like Ace was in high school for COVID. That to me is absurd. And then I'm like, oh,
that is absolutely ridiculous. And I guess maybe that makes more sense why he said he never had a girlfriend. Although I think people in their early 20s, like 23, 24, like Andrina, when she came in, she was like, I never had a boyfriend. I'm like, that's a red flag, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially bitches and, like even boys, like, there comes a point where yeah, I'm about to say something.
Listen,
your pussy's wet and you're like, I want to fuck. Like, I want a fucking boyfriend. I want a fucking girlfriend. Like, I was one of those bitches in middle school that was like, I'm cuffed.
I did.
Like, I am a boy. Like, how are you 24, 25 and you never had a relationship? I think that's a red flag.
Oh, very much so. I had a girlfriend in 6th grade and I was ugly as fuck. So like, I don't know. Don't get me wrong. It only lasted a week and a half, but I don't know what to tell you.
Wait.
It was horrendous. I looked like a chocolate M&M, but like I was here for it. Like I had it. It existed. I looked full take Sean Kingston, but put him in middle school. I had the hat. I had everything. The long chain. It was a mess. It was a whole ass mess. Anyway, I'll send you a photo. You'll be like, oh no, not this.
I want to see.
A mess. A whole ass mess. All right. Anyway, sorry. So with that said, we get rid of Ace and Shelly. Here's the hard part. Technically, requirements of the show, we probably should have kept them around longer. They were one of the strongest connections, if not the strongest connection on the show. They were just annoying to watch. But if you actually want to be like, who should win the show? The people that connect the best, technically it was them.
I was shocked that they got eliminated. I was shocked. That was like, that's something I would have not seen coming at all. I was completely floored.
I was not, because America turned so quick. Because America turned, I was like, if it comes down to the votes, they're going home. Because I was like, this is really, really not good. And speaking of, so many people's behavior and actions changed after America got their hand in it. Because did you see our boy from the UK, Zach, when he found out that Amaya was well liked by all of America, he switched up quick and he was like, yo, Sade. And we were like, what? You hate that girl. You hate that girl. What's
Yes, I did
happening?
see him. I did see him switch up, and I'm gonna be very honest with you. I need to see at least a year of straight commitment from Brian before I believe that he is really interested in that woman.
Really?
I do.
Okay, all right, that's fair. I think that they found a weird mutual understanding, and I think that some of the best relationships start when, let's say, like someone's in trouble and you got to like hop in there and be like, uh-oh. And I think when everyone was coming for Amaya, Brian got to look around and be like, wait, no, not her. And I think like that was a big switch for her and him. For her because no one else was helping her, but for him, he felt the need to step in and help her. And he was like, yo, maybe I do like her. And I was like, okay, now we're working with something real.
You think he likes her?
I do. I do. I think that in getting to talk about their families and their history and their culture, I don't think we give enough credit to especially people of color that are really grounded in their family history and culture and roots. And when they start to talk about it and realize the similarities between one another, I don't think we give enough credit to that when we're like seeking out romantic relationships.
I don't know. He's a young Spanish man, honey. I can't give much credit.
Dead. Fair.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, this is a fabulous ride for him to be on. I mean, it really is. Amaya's not going to have to be a nurse anymore at all. She's not going to have to be a nurse. She's going to give that up quick, fast. I mean, I hope she does because I know she's not going to have to work. And I think that that's a great ride for Brian. That's why I feel like I really need to see at least a year of commitment of them still together and everything like that.
What I wrote down in my notes is Chris is checked out, and he is the only man in the history of Love Island to be dragged to the finale against his will. He thought America was going to send him home so bad, and they were like, Hannah and Chris, and that man went, and I was like, oh, he got dragged to the finale against his will because America decided to hate Ace and Shelley more. And he was like, but I don't even like her. And when she gave that man the 1, 2, 3 in bed, I was done. I was like, see, this is a breaking point for me. I would have left the bed immediately.
Oh, I would have pulled at him. I would have been on something like,
if you don't cuddle me by the time I count down to 1, I'm going to be mad at you tomorrow. Get out of here.
Be mad.
I am not your daughter. Get out of here. Absolutely not.
No, I would have pulled at him for sure. I just would have pretended that I was sleeping in the morning. You never know. Sometimes you wake up and it's a whole new day. I would have been like him for real. But I see him being stressed. Like in that moment when she was doing that, I was like, you just got to pick your battles, bitch. Like, but then I agree with it too. Like when he threw the pillow at her, like I believe that straight men are brutes.
Fair.
Like they're brutes. You know what I'm saying? They move in a very like animalistic way sometimes. So I'm like, I understand the pillow hitting her and her just on some like, all right, like playtime over now, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But even when it happened, when she was like, oh, you hurt my nose, I was like, oh, here we go. But then he rolled his eyes and then I was like, oh, here we go. And I was just like, they're just not for each other.
They're really not. And to be honest, we got to see that in like their major argument, which also like really brings a lot to light with like what dating looks like in 2025. I've learned so much about what dating and relationships look like in this year, where it's almost weird to me that in getting to watch their miscommunication, Huda will sleep with Chris, but will not kiss him in front of other people. And we're now at the point with dating where like holding hands is more of a commitment than sleeping with someone now. And you're like, oh, that's weird. But okay, like I understand that. Like I get it. I see it. But it's so weird to be like, oh, but I won't like kiss you in front of anyone else. Like we're not that far along yet. And he was like, but you wanted to sleep together last night. I'm confused as to why we can do that, but we can't do this. And again, I don't think there's a right or wrong. I just think you have to agree on whatever the answer is. And they don't. And so because they're going in two separate directions, we saw from the jump, they were not going to make it long term.
No, I agree with that. I was kind of back and forth with does she even like him? That she doesn't want to kiss him in public. But then I started seeing shit on TikTok saying how everybody was villainizing Huda for being so fast with Jeremiah. So maybe she has this thing where she's like, oh, like I don't want to. But I'm just like, I don't know. It was just an odd coupling.
Listen, nothing was odder than them breaking up and that singer last night coming to the microphone like, and we were like, what? Don't start singing. And she's singing. She's singing. We're in it. We're enjoying a musical interlude. Hood's crying, drinking alcohol. This man is like, I want to go home. And she's like, no, I got 2 more verses in a bridge. And you're like, oh, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. We did the whole song. We did all of it. As a country, we got to sit there and go, ooh.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Ooh, that's so bad. And then Hood is a real one, and here's why. As she walked away, she was like, you know what? I need more alcohol, and went back to the table and grabbed the bottle, and we were all like, yep.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I would have stood there, enjoyed the rest of my dinner, enjoyed the views, and I would have enjoyed the rest of that bottle. I'm not going anywhere.
What a mess. Okay. Iris and Pepe, do they have staying power? Are they long-term, or are they just fillers?
They're fillers. I don't care. I literally fast forward through their whole thing. I don't even know anything about them. If you have any notes, please. I have no notes. I have nothing. I have no opinions. I have nothing.
I don't. They, to me, are just, it's just as a whole. It's not that their romance isn't interesting, but just like their connection, it's just a spam email of a relationship where I'm like, delete, unsubscribe. I don't want it. I don't need it. It just doesn't bring that spark for me on television. My favorite, honestly, watching the families and Nick and Alandria. What I loved, actually, as we've been saying for weeks, when you send these couples on individual dates, we find out what they're really like. They even find out what they're really like. Because I don't think a lot of them even know if they like each other until they're just with one another for like a few hours. And they're like, oh, turns out I like you a lot. Or I don't like you at all. And I'm like, there we go. So I loved watching the date with Nick and Alandria on the beach. I just think that I was like, that makes so much more sense.
Yeah, I loved it. I did. I loved their date so much. I really, really, really hope that they do see what's good outside.
So in doing the research, because I'm a stalker and I'm crazy, Nick and Sierra were official. But when Sierra got yanked out of the house, what they told Nick was she violated some rules. She said some inappropriate things online that had resurfaced, and he just kind of said goodbye to her as it was without ever really putting a conclusion to the are they or aren't they, because for him, he was like, I need more information in order to know anything. Like if you found out your significant other had some hateful rhetoric out in the world and America was like attacking them, but they couldn't tell you what it was yet, then you're like, then I guess we're going to be on hold until I figure it out, because you don't know. And so in turn, what do you think that looks like right now? Because now,
between him and Sierra,
yeah.
Oh, it's curtains. It's curtains. He loved him some Alandria down. He never looked at Sierra the way he looks at Alandria.
I loved getting to watch them fall in love, and I think that we were spoiled. I think in watching this show, we're spoiled by people coupling up after 20 minutes and staying together. And I think we forget that sometimes love looks like this. Nick and Alandria, like you ever have someone in the friend group that's like pretty cute, pretty okay. Then you get drunk, you make out with them like one time, you're like, absolutely not. And then you circle back around. And then there's just that one day the sun hits them in just the right way, the clouds part, and you're like, maybe. And you're like, okay. And then you just start to be like, maybe we should hang out a little. And then you start for me, if you really look at their relationship, although on this show, it's a slow burn, it took too long, so on and so forth. If you really look at how their relationship is going, that's how we date. That's how normal people date. And so in turn, I love the fact that it took a little bit longer to get to where it is right now. I feel like it's more sincere, more genuine. They took the time to actually get to know each other. And I think as someone the relationship that I am in this current moment, we did not meet in real life for 2.5 months. And it made us slow down. It made us call and text and I don't know, hacks or email, Snapchat, smoke signal. We had to do all those things before we met in real life. And I think it made us actually get to know each other before we got to just like jump right in. Yeah. So I think like sometimes you have to slow yourself down because we like say something and we want to spend every day with you, every hour, forever and ever. And you're like, yo, sometimes you just got to like let yourself hit the brakes a little bit.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, it seems like it worked for them. I'm interested to see what happens after.
Listen, they came out in that finale in that gold and black, looking like a couple at Atlanta High School going to the prom, and I live for it. I live every day.
Yeah, they definitely did, my love. The matching gold and black, which is different, and those the Alondria's wedges.
I didn't even look at the shoes. You were like, I clocked them immediately.
Oh, she's worn them a good amount of times on the show, which is great. They're a great shoe.
We love that. All right. So on to last but not least, Amaya and Brian. I think that they've done the work. They weren't necessarily expecting it, but it happened. And I think a show like this, it's hard to decide who gets a good edit or not. I think it's a little less edited because they don't have the time to turn it around. So it's pretty genuine, I think, to who they are because they just don't have time to do it any other way. And so I think that I don't know if they'll be together in 5 or 10 years, but I will say if we had to come up with a winner of the season that is a hero that reflected the morals and values of the show, going in, being yourself, finding someone you can connect with, and really making that relationship like grow and thrive and get better every day. Technically, they fit the bill.
Sure. Probably Amaya probably fits that bill. Do I feel like it is definitely leaned towards a pity vote? Yes, I do. I'm not going to lie about it. I do. But I do also believe that Amaya totally deserves the win. I wish that she would have gotten the 100,000. It would have been selfish on some, no, I'm actually keeping this because that motherfucker would be staying anyways. And I just want all of the most wonderful things for her because I do think she is totally authentic and genuine to who she is.
I think she is, if a Disney princess was a person with the same intellect as a Disney princess. And you're like, oh, baby, you can't approach the real world like that. And she's like, no, I can. And you're like, okay, that's fine. I think she's on some real Snow White shit of walk outside on the front lawn and put her arms out and she thinks the birds are going to fly to it. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. Like that's the world you live in. And that's great and beautiful and wonderful. I don't, but I'm glad that you do, because I think we need people like that remind us to be consistently optimistic and happy and smiley. So, okay, that's fine. I'll take it.
Yeah, it's good for
her. All right. So we got our to Amaya. Our girl. All right, so we got our winners, Amaya and Brian. So in getting to wrap up the entire season as a whole, I want to throw out some nominees. We can discuss it. We can figure it out together. Who was our favorite Islander of the summer, male and female? My male, I'm nominating my boy, Nicholas. I liked him. I think even from the beginning, I understood Nick. I didn't think he was trying to be something he wasn't. I feel like I knew who Nick was at the beginning. And at the end, I'm like, yep, that's still Nick. That would be my pick for male of the summer.
I think mine is Jeremiah because he had haters. Because he had haters. And because even outside of the villa, I think the way that he carries himself is still, I like the way that he carries himself, and he's a nerd, so it seems like he plays video games, and I love video games.
We love that. Cool, great. Who is your favorite female Islander of the summer?
Huda, because I love a redemption arc.
I disagree with herself.
I feel like she did, especially towards the end when she's on some
Okay.
like, oh, like, oh, let's just be friends. And she walked out of it saying, I learned lessons. I was like, you know what? I hope you did.
Yeah, me too. Fair.
Because she was so not well received. And like everybody was clowning her.
Yeah.
And just to see how she came out on the outside, like I'm not a stan. I'm really not. I think she has a lot of work to do, but she's my favorite.
Fair. I am going to have a hot take on this. My favorite female of the summer is Coco. I think that all of her conversations were real and genuine. She understood where she stood as a bombshell, that she was at a bit of a disadvantage. I feel like she was kind, she was genuine, she was herself all the way through that. I'm like, I want more of her. Next season, I need her to start at the villa and find love. I think she deserves it. So she is my favorite Islander of the summer.
Coco was cool, and I like Clark. Unproblematic, quiet baddie.
Yes, fair.
I really enjoyed Clark.
Who was your least favorite Islander of the summer for the males?
Ooh, you go first.
Mine was TJ. I just think he just had no idea what was going on. And I think that he was a waste of a cast member. He just didn't bring me anything. And for me, I think as someone who watches a lot of reality TV, I'm like, whether I love you or hate you, I want to remember you. And I'm still like, why were you there? Like, I at first was going to nominate Austin. And then I remembered that like Austin had some moments that at least I remember, but TJ didn't have much. He really didn't. He just kind of like existed and let the game play him. And I was like, oh, all right, I'm over it.
I'm going to say Zach.
Really? Zach with a C or Zach with a K?
Zach with a K from UK.
Cool. Yep, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really care for him. I don't even remember Zach with a C. I don't even know who that is. Zach with a K, because I don't like his fishbowl haircut, and I didn't like that he was trying to be an opportunist with Amaya.
That part, though. He hugged that girl after he found out America loved her. He hugged that girl and looked over at America like, and I was like, okay, I'm out. I can't do it. You already know too much information. Fair. Who is your least favorite female Islander of the summer?
I think Jaden.
Really? Okay, why?
I don't like how far her inner corner liner goes. I think she needs to minimize that a bit. It's too dramatic. It's so crazy because the other day, did this actually happen to me or was I dreaming? I don't even remember. Well, anyways, I'll share the story anyways. Gotta remember if it's real or not.
Fine, do it.
I guess. I don't know when it happened or if it even did. But some girl was telling me that I had on no makeup. This is so silly. I had on no makeup. And she was like, oh my God, you would look so pretty. Like if you did some liner and like brought it inwards more, like if you brought it a lot in. And I remember saying like, no, I don't want to look like Jaden from Love Island. I could bring it in a little bit, but I always do a beat, but you never see me in a beat. So
fair.
That had to be a dream, honey. I don't even remember when that happened.
Listen,
that had to be a dream.
Wasn't, but like you talk in your line of work, you talk to so many people per day. It was probably real. Like you have so many interactions with complete strangers every day. You're like, not like that's so.
I don't know.
That's average for you. My least favorite female was probably Hannah, not because of the weird whatever was happening, but it's just because she never gave me any substance. And I was always just like, I think that if you're going to be that beautiful and that much of a bombshell, I think you have to walk in and also present yourself well and bring something to the table. It feels like we had a dinner party and she showed up with an empty tray. And I was like, oh, girl, you didn't bring anything here. And she was like, isn't this enough? And you're like, no, like we're here for real relationships. So for me, I just didn't think she brought enough intellectually. I think that's also a sign of her age, that she just wanted to come here and like have a good time, be like spring break. But like, I think we have to make it about more than that. And so for me, she was my least favorite, but not for like physical aesthetic reasons. I just don't think she was ready for the experience.
I get that.
as a whole, I think the season was interesting. I think for next year, I am with you. I would love to see less influencers. I think the sheer fact that everyone knew these islanders from TikTok did us a big disservice. I think it almost seemed like they were too worried about like what the camera was seeing and kind of like to protect their brand and all the partnerships and all that other stuff. And I don't think they were really in a place to find good romantic relationships. That's just kind of my view on it. So yes, I would love to see more regular people. I mean, they're allowed to be beautiful or hot or whatever else, but like people that truly spend their time curating an image for themselves online, it's hard to make that a vulnerable person to be in a relationship with on TV and have it be real and genuine and believable.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And I want to see more people. I want to see more people like crashing out. I want some old school reality TV vibes to come back. I don't want people to be scared about what's going to happen. And I just want to see more people that just like it's Gucci no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Like I just want to see more authentic crash outs and just old reality TV vibes. That's what I would really love to see for next season.
Yeah, I know right now they're allowed to have 2 drinks per night. I would love to see them on 3 or 4. I just think we need to amp it up a little bit. I would love to see them on 3 or 4. I would love to see them go on individual dates. I would love to see it a little bit more Bachelor style, where they go on a date with 2 people and then they only come back with 1. I would love to see things like that, where I'm like, yeah, I think after a while it needs to get more competitive. And so I do think the idea that like all of their challenges were pretty similar, pretty close. So I would love to see more individual dates, different challenges, more regular people. But as a whole, I had fun this summer. I watched, I loved, I laughed, I learned.
It was all right, bro.
It was
a calm 6.5 out of 10 for me.
It was. Okay, that's fair. I would give this a B, not even a B plus, maybe a B, like a solid 83. I'm like, okay, cool. So it happened. You passed. With that said, that wraps up the end of our season, but we are not done just yet. We are going to circle back in August. We have the reunion. So we will be circling back to hit all the reunions. We will do all the looks, all the tea. We will get you all caught up with everything that has happened since cameras have gone down and all of this hopefully implodes because we know them and it will. And so I'm so excited to see what happens in 1 month from now. Also, this Wednesday, Seychelle, do you know why this Wednesday is special and significant?
Yeah, that's when we went to go to the show.
Yes, we left a year ago on Wednesday. It's our anniversary. So happy anniversary, Seychelle.
I know. I can't believe that it's been a year. I can't believe it. I remember, oh my God, Phillip, I remember the night before I was like hysterical crying because I was like, they're going to traffic me and I'm so stupid.
Literally though, that I was like, I packed up all my shit and I was like, this is going to be crazy. Like I'm not ready for what's about to happen. And like, it's so weird now with the amount that we speak and the amount that we depend on one another. I'm like, a year ago, I didn't even know her. And now, ironically, what I love is that Seychelle, if you go back to Deal or No Deal Island episode 1, is the first person I met. And and now we talk numerous times per day, every day, which is great. And so in turn, I will tell you, the reality TV machine does work. If you know who you are and you know people that you get along with and you vibe with, jump in there. Stay yourself, stay genuine. You will find people like this that you need in your squad. And you're like, you would be a wonderful addition to my life. So this is my official thank you for brightening up my world for officially 1 year, my love.
I feel the same way, Phillip. I can't imagine life any other way.
All right, everybody, we're going to leave you for tonight. We will come back with all that good, juicy stuff for the reunion in the month of August. In the meantime, hop into Big Brother, Destination X. There's some great things happening. They dropped the trailer for Survivor season 49. There are so many amazing things happening in this reality TV space. In the meantime, I am Phillip Solomon. You can look me up on Instagram or TikTok at Phillip Solomon with an _actors. Seychelle, where can everyone find you?
Say SEY on TikTok and SEDUYSANTX on Instagram.
Beautiful. All right, everyone, have an amazing night. Continue to take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we will see you soon. Good night.
Bye.